Hello everyone, my name's Kieran from Promethean, and today I'm going to be talking through and demoing our admin tools, so our panel management and our Radix solution, and explaining the differences between the two. So admin tools is our free MDM solution, and really it's designed to be an asset register for your panels, so you can see your panels on a web portal, see the serial numbers, and do tasks like update the firmware. But otherwise, it's very basic in its functionality. Our paid for MDM solution, we've partnered with Radix Viso, who provide a very granular, very detailed and in-depth MDM solution for your panels. So I'll talk through the differences between both. If you do need any support, I've got our Promethean support website, and you can type in Radix or admin tools into our support site, hit search, and you'll get articles on how to make use of those platforms, and there's user guides in there. Okay, so let's start off by going to one.prometheanworld.com. So this is a kind of our central website for all of our kind of software and tools and utilities and downloads. So straight away here you can see ActiveSuite, which is our software platform that comes with ActivePanel 10. So you would come here to access that, but we also have links to Learn Promethean and things like our resource library. So it's a good website to have in your favorites list, especially for your users of your active panels. So if I create an account, which I won't do now, I've already got one, but I could sign up with my email address. We'll continue with an Apple account, Microsoft account, so that could be my school Office 365 account, or my Google account, again supplied by the school. And it's the same if you're an IT administrator or if you're a teacher, so sign up in that way. But I have an account, so if I hit the sign in the top right hand corner, I'm going to sign in with Microsoft, and hopefully it signs me in straight away. You know what single sign-on is like these days. And good, it's signed me in, that's fantastic. So I've got multiple kind of accounts and platforms under my name, but I can access our suite of demo panels, and we'll have a look at those today. In the top left-hand side, you can see that I have a menu, and this gives me access to a number of, again, our resources, different applications, but admin tools is what I want to show you today. And I have IT rights, so I'm classed as an IT administrator for this. And it's a little bit messy, so I apologize for that, but you can see a list of all the panels under this account. And actually, if I switch to this account, my other account, again, you can see a different list of applications under this account. If I wanted to enroll a device or add a device, so I've set this up, I've got a new school, we've just bought Promethean panels, I want to add devices to this list. I would click on the enroll devices, and I can either type in the serial numbers and give the device a name, or I can do it in bulk by a CSV file. And we've got a template there, and you can get your serial numbers from your partner, or they're normally on a delivery note. So you can get those. Please do ask if you can't find them or can't access them. So I would enroll a device, and it can take some time. The devices obviously need to be on the network, whether that's wired. Our panels can all be Ethernet wired, or they can be on the wireless. And when they're registered, it'll pick up things like their serial numbers, their firmware version, whether the panel needs an update, and any applications that are assigned. And I'll talk about those in a moment. In the Users tab, you can create users with different access rights. So if I add a user, again, you can type in the individual email address or do them in bulk. And when you do that, you can assign them different roles. So they can be an administrator, or they can just be a site manager. So you can allocate certain panels to certain sites. So it might be School 1, School 2, and School 3 if you're in a multi-academy trust. Or they can be just an organizational user. So different user types. And again, we have those guidance on those all on our support website, or I can send those to you, that's fine. So if I click in devices, and let's go to my LE panel. So here we have our LE panel. It's in the room next to me. And again, I can see the name, see the serial number, firmware version. It's up to date. Good, well done me. I can select that device and perform a couple of actions. And again, this is the free version, so not complicated at all. I can edit a tag and edit its location. So I might say it's in school 1, but it's in the maths department as a tag. So that means that all along the maths corridor, I know which panels are in there, and I can filter, I can filter the panels by tags, firmware versions, or depending on what application they've got installed, etc. Okay, so I can do that from there, and I have the function to mess around with those kind of features on this left-hand side panel. So changing tags, changing sites. I can see the activity that people have logged in and done things. So my colleagues here have been tinkering away. Under the Applications tab, this is where I can assign Promethean solutions. So Active Suite is a suite of apps that comes with ActivePanel 10. I could get licenses for that piece of software in ActivePanel 10, and I can assign that license to different users. And I would do that through this tab here. Okay, so I can manage access, I can add new serial numbers, and I can allocate that to my users. Okay, so my teachers would have user accounts in here. And I can recall those licenses as and when a teacher moves on. But today I'm just focusing on the panel management side. So Radix, which is our annual subscription solution, as I said, a much more granular MDM. You get licenses based on 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 year licenses, or you can do a combo of a 5 plus 2 year to get 7 years if you wanted to. And again, that's a set price, and you can get that through your installation partner. So if I wanted to assign Radix, I have the panels in my list, and I can assign it to all supported panels, which I've done. So that means Radix is deployed and installed across the network to those panels. Okay. So that's my quick tour. As I said, this is a very basic platform, admin tools. It comes free with the panels, and you can do things like over-the-air updates. So I could select all panels, actions, and update firmware. In the filter list, for anyone with ActivePanel 10, which has no operating system built in, if it's paired with an OPSA2, I can filter those. And if I select update, so action, update firmware, it will also update the ActivePanel 10 firmware as well, so the bezel firmware that's built in. So that's useful to know. Okay, so if I click in the menu, and down here, just above my camera, is the Radix tab. So if I can click on that, and I will open the Radix MDM solution. So this is the paid for version, the much more granular version. And I'm just going to do a quick whistle stop tour. So straight away, you have a dashboard. This has recently been updated. I can see the last kind of commands that were being used, the apps that are commonly used. So people love spinners on our panels. How many devices? So you're not just restricted to the panels. You can actually manage Windows, iOS, and Chrome OS if you wanted to. If you needed that part of your school or trust, you could do that if you wanted to. I can see recently enrolled devices, and I can actually, quite helpfully, see devices that have been on for over 24 hours, of which there are 22. So not very good for energy saving. Okay, so on the left-hand side, I've got different options. So I can do some deployments, configurations, automation, so on and so forth on that left-hand side. And I can expand that out at the top here. But what I normally do is just click on my list of devices. Okay, and actually I can filter them, and I can assign tags through this platform. So I'm going to do that today. So to show you, I want to create a new group. I'm going to call it Regis because we have a remote office in Solihull. We use a Regis building, and I am going to click save on that. And I'm going to add a Regis tag as well. So anything with the Regis tag is going to end up in this folder. And if I search my panels, so here's my list of panels. On the right-hand side, I have a search. Click on Regis. I apologise, this is quite a dull video, but it's hard to make panel management and Radix exciting. If I click every panel in this list, because I know they're associated with Regis, they have Regis in the name of the panel or the OPSA devices, and I click a bulk action, and I want to go to device, and I want to set a tag, and I'm going to add Regis. Click confirm, and it might be, again, maths department, or you assign a tag for a specific school. Different organisations organise this in a different way. So I've done that. So now, although this hasn't refreshed, let's refresh that. There we go. 7 devices are in the Regis folder. So that's really useful for me to very quickly organise those devices. And in this list, again, I can see the device ID. I can see email addresses that are associated with this, and whether there's any policies associated with this. And you can change those filters at the top. So you can configure that so you can have quick access how you would like. There's also an Insights tab that gives you information like the most used applications, least used applications, various things in here as well. So quick insights, and that's for the whole Regis group. Okay. Now I'm going to select my LE panel again. Now this is our new Android panel, so I want to show you some of the things that we could do in here. So firstly, and I'm just glancing over to make sure the panel is on, I can remote control. Okay, so we've now remoted into our Act Panel LE, which is just opposite me in the room. So we can make the screen larger, and we can interact with the things like the blue dot bubble or the side menus. Able to go to the home screen. From here, I'd be able to access things like settings or view all the apps that are installed on the panel. Okay, so very useful to have, and actually I can keep that in the background and carry on working on Radix, the Radix platform. So other things I can do various actions. So installing an app. So I'll show that one. Actually, I set up ChatGPT as an application. So this is pointing towards the Play Store, and I can send that. So just to very quickly show, if I go into install app, and I'll deploy that one. So click on that, click apply, and off it goes. And all you need to do that is when you install an app, you create a new app to install, and there's a link to point you to the Play Store, and you just search the app you want, so ChatGPT. And when you go on the application page, there's a share, and you can copy the URL, which then tells Radix to point to that and deploy it out. And you can also deploy apps back in the menu. If you click on various panels that you want to deploy apps to, you can deploy messaging and apps. App management install that way. You can also do your messaging and things in here as well. Going back to the panel, you can see what apps are used. You can see storage and things like that. You can send messaging. So if I do a test, and I'm going to send hello world, and I confirm that. So that will send a message to the panel. If I go back, you can see that message has popped up. Because it's the Active Panel LE, if I was using my laptop, it would pop up over the top of that laptop. And actually, I can send more than just a message. So if I go into my repositories and actions and do messaging, I can send this one. So if I click apply, I've set that one to be a fire drill. So there's my fire drill message coming up, and it could play a sound or anything really. A PowerPoint presentation could auto play a video, that type of thing. There is a more powerful messaging platform from Radix, and we're bringing that to all of our panels, hopefully for Q2. So I'm recording this in Q1 2026, just for your awareness. Other things you can do is power down the panel, configure settings, so things like restricting Wi-Fi networks, restricting settings, etc. You can also, in the lock screen, and I'm not going to do it because it's very loud, is play a siren on the panels as well. So if there is an emergency for your LE panels, or OPSA 2s, if you have Active Panel 10s, you can do all of this on those OPSA devices. You can do the same things in there as well. So that is really a basic overview of Radix. It's fairly robust. I'm really just scratching the surface on the configurations and settings that you can do. The dashboard is useful. Again, you can manage user access through here as well, giving different permissions to view different panels or different sites. It's just a more advanced version of the basic Promethean MDM solution through admin tools. If you have any questions, please do reach out to me. My name is Kieran Mandell-Wilkins. So just, my email address is my name, kieran.mandell-wilkins@prometheanworld.com, or you can search me on LinkedIn and you should find me pretty quickly. I get quite a few messages on there. Thank you for your time. See you soon. Bye.